Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
It's your girl, BD.
It's your girl, 4M.
And we're back with another episode for you guys today. This week, what are we drinking this week?
This week we're sipping down Prosecco. It's the bait Prosecco that everybody knows. You'll know it's got the like very dark green bottle and the yellow label. We didn't search if this is going to sound, you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to say it because this is just who I is.
What?
We had a conversation and I basically feel that Prosecco is just champagne, but can't be called champagne because it's not from the region in France. There are going to be some like wine connoisseurs and like...
I don't think there's wine connoisseurs that listen to us, I'm not going to lie. So you could be right.
Well, it just takes us from one enlightened. Someone who is more enlightened than me to be like, what the hell is this girl talking about?
Either way, Prosecco to me is basic. I'm enjoying it only because it came after some wings. And so I feel like that made it taste better, in my opinion.
I shan't say anything about those wings.
Anyway, today...
I didn't get to the story behind why I bought Prosecco.
Oh, is that what you were going for?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry guys.
So
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I bought the Prosecco because I went out for like a brunch today. I don't know. I felt odd calling it brunch if there's no alcohol.
Yeah.
So breakfast.
But then it's so funny because brunch is actually just breakfast lunch.
Yeah.
But now it's breakfast lunch and alcohol.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, I had a breakfast meeting.
Yeah. Okay.
Today.
Yeah.
That sounds better because you wouldn't have drank at breakfast meeting. I had a breakfast meeting this morning.
I would.
And so we ordered all our food and we're like, okay, so where the wine at? Where the alcohol?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we don't. And I was like, you are kidding me. I really needed just like a Prosecco. Like,
Prosecco.
You're eating your eggs royale.
Yeah,
For Americans who don't know what it is, it's like bread with like salmon.
Would Americans not know what egg royale is?
I don't know if they call it the same thing there.
Oh, I don't know what egg royale is.
So why did you say...
No, because I thought, is this supposed to be like a British thing that I should know and Americans just wouldn't know?
So it's bread, it's salmon, like usually sourdough bread and then salmon and then poached eggs. With hollandaise sauce.
Oh, I thought that's eggs Benedict.
No, Benedict I think is ham.
Oh, it's the ham one.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one? Florentine. Florentine is a spinach one.
Yeah. And then there's a bacon one which is I think it's pristine. I'm not sure. Don't.
Okay. Anyway.
So yeah, I had that because delish. And then yeah, I just really, really, really needed a Prosecco to wash it down, and there wasn't.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I think Prosecco is a breakfast drink.
Yeah, so I just felt like I had been robbed today of my Prosecco.
And so she robbed me of the chance to have something sweet. But I'm doomed.
Listen, we're sipping on Prosecco and I feel great for it. It was worth the wait.
Today's episode is going to be on The Social Dilemma. I feel like we've given you guys enough time to watch it at this point if you wanted to. If you're waiting for us to do it, here it is. It's being done. And before we get into the documentary, I feel like I need to give you some context. So this documentary is actually described as a documentary drama hybrid, which I wasn't aware of until after I had watched it. And it made everything make a lot more sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
It has your normal talking heads like you would, just discussing the topic and all that jazz, yeah. But then it also has these scenes from a movie that appear like during it kind of like runs parallel with the narrative of the documentary. Yeah. And at first I thought it was like a clip from an actual movie, and I was like, oh, I wonder what movie this is from. But then you find out that it's like the same thing throughout the documentary. I personally did not care much for this drama bit.
I could have done without.
I didn't need it at all, and so I will not be talking about it at all. So if you really want to like watch it and see the drama and all that stuff, you can do that, but I didn't think it really added much to the documentary, and so therefore, and it also wasn't a documentary, it was drama, and that's not what we're about, so I'm just not really going to mention it. But I got it. I understand why it was there. I just didn't need it.
Yeah, I'd rather, if you're going to give me a movie, give me a movie. If it's going to be a documentary,
exactly. Like I get what they were trying to
do reconstruction, but
yeah, but it can't be reconstruction because they weren't telling the story about.
No, I know, but I'm just talking about average everyday documentary. Yeah, don't come and do one.
It was really weird. Yeah, it was really weird. It was weird. Like I understand why they did it.
Yeah. And
I get what they were going for, but it just didn't hit for me.
Yeah, and the actors were really bad. So there was one guy in it, and I kept saying I recognize this guy, and then I googled him, and he was from Santa Clarita Diet. Have you watched that?
Oh yeah,
he's the boy. Yeah,
I knew I recognized him.
Yeah, he's the boy. So he was in that, but the other people were like, okay, so like.
I really don't even want to talk about it. Like I literally, and then there's a random black dad. I didn't
understand the family makeup either.
Do you know what I think it was?
Adopted kids.
No. I think that because you know the youngest child was like racially ambiguous,
Yeah,
so maybe she was supposed to be their kid together, and then the other two white kids were supposed to be her kid from a previous marriage.
She wasn't that much younger than. Oh, actually, yeah, that makes sense.
She was younger.
Yeah.
Either way, if you want to watch that bit, then watch it. But it didn't really add much to the documentary. So we're basically going to talk about that. Anyway, let's just get into it. Yeah. They also have these like quotes that pop up from time to time, like as on-screen text. Yeah. I didn't mind those. I think they were quite helpful. There were some I loved more than others, but I will get into those. So the documentary opens up with we see everyone kind of getting ready to be interviewed, and we hear the director off camera talking to them. And I feel like if you know me, if you've been listening for long enough, you know that I just love that so much. So everyone is telling us where they work or where they worked, and these are all people in tech. Yeah. So we meet, there was someone, I think he was an engineer for Twitter, the former president of Pinterest, there's people at Facebook, all the social media people, like we meet all of them.
Yeah, Instagram, Google, Firefox.
Yeah, everything. All them, man. So all these people, they essentially help to make social media what it is. Yeah. They're all expressing their concerns because they feel like what they created was great and everything, but like now it's being used for the wrong thing and it's dangerous. And then we hear the director off screen ask,
"Is there a problem, and what is the problem?"
And then we get a drone shot of all the houses, and they have the whole Netflix original documentary. Like, ooh. So the whole point of this documentary is to highlight what the problem is. Yeah. So it's like, okay, cool. The aim of this documentary is to find out what is the problem with how social media has developed. Yeah. And I think low-key we all kind of know what the problem is, but
it goes into madness. I think we all know what the issue is with social media, and it made me look at my phone with disgust. And also, it made me really think about how many times I picked up my phone whilst I was watching it. Because I was like, wow.
No, I didn't pick up my phone that much because I felt like they were atting me. Do you know what I mean? They were atting me. I was triggered, and I was like, yeah, I'm not picking up my phone because that's what you want me to do.
Yeah, I did keep picking up my phone because I was beefing with my boyfriend, so I was waiting for him to message me.
To reply back?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Message me begging back. Or begging.
Fair enough.
So I feel like it's not the same thing as what we're discussing here. But either way, it was what we knew but on crack.
Exactly. It was what we knew but on crack.
Yeah.
So one of the talking heads we meet at the beginning, his name is Tristan Harris. He's redhead.
Yeah. And
I think he's really cute.
Yeah, he's very cute. Like he's very cute, but he's very Prince Harry-esque.
I don't think he is. He's just ginger and white. He doesn't give me because Prince Harry.
You can't let me have anything on this podcast.
It's not accurate. Prince Harry is kind
of to you.
All right, guys. You know, when you know you love to do a little side by side, you do a side by side of Tristan Harris and a side by side of Prince Harry, and then you the man can tell us how right or wrong we or she is / are.
Thank you.
So he's giving a talk, and when he's giving the talk, in the audience is like 2 people. So I was like, "Rah, why is there only 2 people here?" And then I soon realized this is a practice run.
Yeah.
And so this talk is how he's highlighting the problem with the tech industry, right? Yeah. So we soon realize that this is his whole spiel. This is his thing. Like he goes on talk shows, he goes on the news, and he talks about the unethical nature of the tech industry. So he's working at Google at the time, and he tells us about this presentation that he makes to address the problems he's noticed with the tech industry and the company in general, right? So in the documentary now, there's like a cartoon animation of him. And I don't mind this cartoon animation. It's him and he's basically talking about like, he's describing the story, right? Yeah. And he's like, so he makes a presentation.
It basically just said, never before in history have 50 designers, 20 to 35-year-old white guys in California, made decisions that would have an impact on 2 billion people.
He sends it to 15 to 20 of his mates at work. It gets around to everyone. It kind of goes viral within the Google space, the Google sphere. And then he gets replies and everyone's kind of like agreeing with him and, saying, yeah, you're right. And then the CEO finds out about it. Everyone's like, yeah, there needs to be a shift in the culture, and then nothing.
Yeah. This is
just like Black Lives Matter.
Of real life. Like, it's very faux activism.
Yeah.
You just see these people put the black square and then what next? Like, that's it.
It's all very performative.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I don't think that there's a problem with people not realizing that things in the world are wrong. I think that there's a problem with people actioning that. So there's kind of like, this is shit. Social media is bad. Yeah. We all agree about it. We all talk about it. But then no one really wants to take that step and
to do anything.
Yeah, to do anything.
Yeah.
So nothing happens. Now we meet this guy called Tim Kendall, and he's the Pinterest guy that we spoke about in the beginning. And he tells us how they admired Google because Google could provide a service, but then also monetize on that service. So then his role where he works now becomes that like they need to like monetize the service, and they see that advertising is a good way to monetize, right? And I think the monetization thing is important to discuss because I feel like that's where it all went wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's where this all goes downhill. Like, we get into why later on, but essentially monetization happened. It all went belly up.
Can I just also say though, this might be really, really random, but you'll pick up when you watch this documentary. And if you've watched this documentary,
Is that Prosecco hitting already?
yeah, it'd be hitting. I'm feeling
It's the
wiped.
bubbles. Wiped.
If you've watched this documentary, you'll pick up on the fact that these people, like, so I googled all of their net worths.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Um,
That's why we need you on this doc. I don't do this shit.
I do the important work.
I don't do this shit.
Tim Kendall is worth about, I think it was 20 something million.
Okay, that's slight though.
Yeah, but you got that.
I mean, I have £26.
Tristan, because remember he says
I don't know
Tristan,
why they call him Tristan. It's
Tristan.
Tristan. Your name is Tristan.
is worth 8.
8 million.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God, that's light.
That's before.
26 million. Your mate is worth 26 million.
No, but they're not mates. They're completely different.
No,
I
but
mean,
that's his
they're
mate, his
tech.
age mate, his colleague.
And then there's some other people here that are worth a lot more. But we'll talk about them when we get there.
The investor guy.
Yeah. So basically, what I want to say was that they're all techie guys, but like they dress like techie guys.
Yeah.
Like they dress like Mark.
Their
Zuckerberg,
priority
literally.
is not fashion.
It's just like for these people, money is probably like the afterthought.
Yeah.
What's the most important? And I just found that
It's
really,
fun
really
that they're making these things, and then money's. I was like, oh, and it makes me money. Nice. I have
Yeah,
a nice
exactly.
house. They probably have nice houses. They probably drive Teslas. That's
Yeah.
probably their bag.
Yeah.
I find that. Oh, I feel that people with money. Everyone has their vice. Everyone has their thing that they're
Yeah.
willing to spend money on. Even when you don't really have money like that, like everyone has their thing that they're like,
Yeah.
I would spend a lot of money on a wig. Do you know what I mean? I would spend a lot of money on glasses that people wouldn't spend because that's just my thing.
I think my thing is just things. I don't think I have one thing. I just, if it makes me feel good, I'll spend money on it. Like
Yeah,
it
I
could be a
think
bag
you
today.
Like, I was gonna say, I think you like bags,
Yeah, I do really, really like bags, but
clothes. You like clothes. There's always packages in your car.
damn, you've been knowing me so well.
There's always packages in
Oh
your car.
my god.
If there's not packages in your car, then I have 10 toes. I
Yeah.
mean 8 toes.
Yeah, they do like clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone has their thing. Like it doesn't have to be like a major thing, but like for me, if I have spare money, I'm going to find glasses and I'm gonna buy them. Like it's just what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everyone has their thing. I just think that clothes is not really Silicon Valley's thing. They
Yeah.
probably have really nice cars. Or
Yeah.
like watches
Or just like
tech stuff.
Yeah, literally, I was gonna say tech stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, now we meet Jaron Lanier. Jaron Lanier.
He's also worth a lot of money. I think he's like 20
It doesn't
million.
surprise me.
He's-
It kind of does surprise me actually.
He's
So
scary.
he's author. Do you know what? Anyway, he's author of the book 10 Arguments for Deleting Your Social Media Accounts Right Now. That's the title. And he does actually look like someone who wouldn't like social media. He kind of looks like a conspiracy theorist.
Yes, tinfoil hat.
Yeah, like he lives in the woods, but he makes a lot of sense and he speaks all the truth in my
Yeah.
opinion. Like he makes a lot of sense. He tells us
Companies like Google and Facebook are some of the wealthiest and most successful of all time. They have relatively few employees. They just have this giant computer that rakes in money, right? Now, what are they being paid for? That's a really important question.
we meet this investor, Roger McNamee.
He's one that's worth a lot.
He looks like he's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
He looks like he's worth
over. I think it was like 200 or something million.
million. Yeah, he looks like it. He does. He's been in the tech industry forever. And he explains that I found this really interesting. He said that the first 50 years of Silicon Valley, the industry made and sold products. So it was kind of like software. So they were selling programs you install onto your computer, or they were selling hardware, so the computer itself.
Yeah.
And then he tells us,
For the last 10 years, the biggest companies in Silicon Valley have been in the business of selling their users.
so basically, all of this question of like, what are they being paid for? Like Jerome was asking, they're being paid for us.
Yeah.
They're being paid for us. And when you think about it, this is actually not that surprising because if you've been on social media for any length of time, these are things we all suspected, but I guess that we've never had these things confirmed by people in the industry. Because how many times have you been like, oh yeah, these people are like sending me ads or looking at my phone or they just know, that like,
Yeah, they know these
yeah,
things.
they know these things.
And also, like, it just makes you, because obviously we have this conversation in this documentary as well, but it's just like you realize nothing is fucking free.
Yeah, exactly.
You think,
It makes me think I really wish that we just paid for the internet. From the
yeah, and we
beginning.
could, like you think like, oh, I'm on Twitter, it's free. This like people always tweet on Twitter like, oh,
I can't believe
this
it's
app is
free.
Nigga ain't.
It's not free.
It's
You're
not
just
free.
not paying with money.
Yeah.
That's all. You're paying with your
The soul.
life. Your soul. But the thing is, it's not surprising because they make these things addictive. Yeah, we know they're placing ads. Do you know what I mean? Like we know these things, we know it, and we still use them.
Yeah.
So I think the documentary is good in that, like, all our suspicions are confirmed.
Yeah.
Basically, it's not necessarily telling us anything that we didn't know per se, but it's just kind of like, oh, you were right, by the way.
This is almost like the pharmacist, but like, because this social media is a drug. Like they,
it we get into that.
Yeah.
We get into that.
That's why it's like, oh, actually.
And speaking of the pharmacy,
yeah, she.
yeah, I know.
I think my friend's message you. I was like, no, save for the pod.
Yeah, I was gonna message you because guys, I'm so sorry. We are going to get there. I'm gonna get there. So Tristan is.
If I met somebody, I was like, oh, Tristan's like, no, Tristan. I'd like, if you don't get the fuck ASAP.
I'm sorry, you need another like 2 extra A's because that Tristan. Yeah.
Tristan, yeah.
Tristan is back. He's back to tell us.
The classic saying is, if you're not paying for the product, then you are the product.
If you're not paying for the product, then you are the product.
And that is so true.
said, wow. I felt so used.
Yeah. I felt like used and abused. I felt naked.
I felt naked.
I literally put my cover up.
I lifted up my duvet like, wow.
Whoa. I put it under my chin. I was like, wait, what is going on?
Yeah, I felt so
meme
exposed.
of Eddie Murphy after that was me.
Yeah, same. I felt so used.
I felt exposed.
I just was like, wow. And the thing is that like, it's so true. And the thing is like, you hear Tristan say it, yeah. You hear him say it, but then it comes up on the screen as on-screen text. So it's kind of like, just in case you didn't hear,
this is what's happening.
Netflix
are so bad.
And it's like, this is actually what we get for this. It's like Ferenz was saying, nothing is free. Like, you're paying somehow, some way.
Yeah.
So the talking heads are all telling us about these apps, how they work by vying for our attention. So why is our attention valuable? So people, the advertisers, pay the companies to show us their products. The more time we spend on these apps, then the more we're exposed to these products, the more likely we are to buy these products or do whatever it is that they want us to do. And this is why apps are free, because they're free, like quote unquote free, but they're not free because we're basically paying with our attention, right? Because the companies are paying to advertise.
Yeah.
And I feel like I noticed a huge increase. I don't know if I just became woke or if like it just increased by a lot, but over the past few years, noticing that now I would say golf and then now I'm getting ads for golf.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's so mad. I remember me and Vicky did an experiment, when I was in Manchester, and we wrote on a piece of paper like a word that we were going to say and see if we were getting ads. I don't remember what the word was, some random word, and then we just started like saying it around the house because we were like, oh, maybe it's just linked to stuff that we click, maybe they can't actually hear us. So we started saying the random stuff and we would get ads for the thing. So I think we're just more aware now.
They be everywhere,
honestly. Guess who's back, guys? Zeron. And he says,
That's a little too simplistic. It's the gradual, slight, imperceptible change in your own behavior and perception that is the product.
Basically, he's saying that it's not just our attention that's the product.
Yeah.
It's the fact that we are susceptible to change our behavior without realizing it. Because if they can make us change our behavior, they can get us to buy things we don't need. And like, basically, they can get us to do whatever they want us to do that we may not have ordinarily done maybe a year or 2 years prior
and it's
to that.
So 100%. It's 100%.
He's spitting
true.
straight facts.
Straight facts.
I think he's actually my favourite talking head on the topic. I'm not going to lie, because he literally is making all the sense.
No, he is. He's just scary.
He's just strange looking. Yeah. Honestly, because I was just like, that's so mad.
Because they have a product, and like I can come to you and I can say to you, here's this product, buy it. You're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
But what happens if I slowly persuade you over time by monitoring the way you act?
And then I make you think that you want to buy
that
it.
product.
So as if you made the active decision to buy it.
I can't tell you how many things I've seen on social media that I've been... And it also makes you understand the whole point of influencers as well.
Capitalism is killing our people.
Influencers influence you to buy things by making you think this is what you need because they are like on this level of popularity. So if they have it, you need it.
And the thing is that it's not even always as direct as that because there's so many times where I will see someone post something and they have a top or something from Zara. I may not necessarily go onto the Zara website, swipe up and do that right now, but lo and behold, 2-3 months later, why do I have that same thing? Do you know what I mean? Now I feel the need to go to Zara. It's like it's planting a seed, and we get into this more later on about persuasive technology. But honestly, like it's almost as if you have no control of anything. And the worst part of that is you don't even realize that you're being influenced as much. Now, I guess with influencers, some people are aware. It's like, I'm gonna buy this top. I know I've been influenced. I'm going to buy it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm actively buying it, knowing that I've been influenced. But sometimes, like, it's more insidious and it creeps in and you're kind of like, why all of a sudden?
That's why Gucci's killing my people, because they've been influenced
all the
by
things.
all the... I'm telling you.
Of all the brands, Gucci is
literally...
the brand you wanna...
No, Gucci's killing my people. But it's extremely scary when you think about it.
It's really scary. Like when you deep it, it's like raw. There's even one bit where they talk about AI and they're like, everyone thinks it's like the Terminator and like.
But
all
we
these things.
already have.
But the machines are already killing us.
Yeah.
They're already infecting us, and it's a thing where it's like they're making us make the decisions and do the things. So
Apple
you can't
has-
even blame it on the computer.
Apple has literally mastered it so well if you think about it. Even when you think about the fact that like, okay, it's not like you look down on people who have Androids, but
I do.
Apple is okay, thank God, because I do too. Great. So Apple is a very like, it's a clique, it's elite.
It's actually a
like,
cult.
Literally, it's a cult. It's like you can't, for you to enter this, you need this Apple. It's like you need this phone.
It's I think they've done it so well in that it's actually a cult, because I remember when I was going for an upgrade and the guy in O2 was literally trying to say to me, look, this Android is actually better, and everything he was saying made perfect sense.
But
The camera
no.
was better, the thing was better, and I was like, yeah, but how am I gonna airdrop things to my laptop from my Android? And it's like you're so connected, and I only have iPhone and a Mac.
Yeah.
Like imagine you have the watch.
And then
Imagine you have the thingy, the AirPods.
Then you have the flipping Apple TV.
Yeah.
Then you have the screen
Yeah.
as well.
It's
like,
your life.
And I'm not gonna lie. Like when I have a house, I do plan on having all those things.
Of course I will have
yeah.
those things. Why would I not?
Yeah.
I might have a complete set. I even want to get like a desktop Mac.
Yeah, that's literally
iMac. That's what I want to get.
That's what I want. So like, so when you literally think about it, they've done it so. When I had this debate with my sister about if Apple will ever like the fall of Apple, and I was like,
No.
I cannot foresee it because this reign has been so long, and it's so ingrained into your
They
system.
have us by the neck. We are in
But
bondage.
even like if you go on these Nigerian blogs and stuff like
Yeah.
that, like you'll literally see girls writing in and being like, oh yeah, like I can't believe like my boyfriend is so embarrassing, like he has an Android, like my mates have Apple, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going
The
on?
emojis that he's sending,
Literally.
you cannot see. Listen, and the thing is that it's one thing to be manipulated and be unaware, but it's one thing to also be aware. Like either way, you're being manipulated.
Yeah.
That I'm very much aware that Apple has me by the neck. Do you know what I mean? That now I'm considering getting AirPods. Why? You have headphones.
Yeah.
It's even winter time. You should be wanting headphones.
Yeah.
But Apple have done it.
They could
masterfully.
literally tell me that this Android phone prints like legitimate money for me. Like
And
all
I'm
I have to
saying
get,
no.
I'm saying now I'm taking my Apple.
And we're like, yeah, no,
Tell you.
honestly, yeah, but yeah, no. We meet this guy called Jeff, and he tells us that the companies track our engagement, even down to how long we look at a particular image, which is crazy because they know everything.
Yeah.
Which we knew. Like, we know that they know these things. I feel like we know it.
Do you think it works on private? Like if I go on private and I watch porn, are they gonna know that this girl watches?
No. I think they know. I think they know that you watch porn, but because it's porn, and I guess because you're private, then they don't maybe act on it. Like you're not gonna get porn.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get porn
Yeah.
adverts.
Yeah,
Do you get what I
okay,
mean? I
yeah.
feel like if it were like, I don't know, golf equipment. I don't know why I'm using
Yeah.
golf a lot today. I can't even golf. But if it was like researching golf equipment, then I guess
Then
they would
they-
think.
yeah,
But like there's
yeah.
certain things I guess they're not gonna.
It's so crazy because
You're
now
not gonna
like
get
they
a porn
know
advert
like if
on
you watch
Instagram.
porn, like
Yeah, but they do know. They know everything.
Yeah.
They know everything. It's just that you watching porn is not gonna make them money because
Yeah.
are they gonna advertise on Pornhub or whatever? Do you get what I mean? So I think that's you're safe. You're safe
Yeah.
with porn. But yeah, I feel like I feel like they do because they told us.
Yeah.
They also use our data to build models which predict our behavior. I think this is what's more insidious. So it's almost like, so in the movie, I know I said I was going to talk about it, but in the movie, basically, like there's a kid who has an iPhone who's basically, I assume
wasn't an
it's
iPhone.
an
I think
iPhone.
it's
It's
an
actually
Android.
not an iPhone.
Yeah.
It should have been an iPhone. And he basically is on social media all the time in it. And so what it shows us is that there are people, quote unquote, who control his activity, his engagement, and like
what to send in.
yeah, if he's not looking at his phone, they'll send him a notification from someone. Basically, like what happens to us essentially. And so yeah, like they begin to predict our behavior. So if I'm looking at cat videos all the time, then they're going to recommend a cat video to me because they know that that's what I'm going to click on. I'm more likely to click on it. If they send me a dog video and I don't click on it, then the algorithm learns that okay, dog videos aren't her thing.
Yeah.
Let's send her more cat videos,
Yeah.
and then maybe Catnip will advertise whatever. Do you
That's
get
why
what I
if
mean?
you go on my Instagram currently, if you go on the explore page,
It's engagement rings.
it's oh my gosh, it's straight engagement rings and food. Engagement rings, wedding and food. That's literally my explore page.
Really?
Yeah, I've been trying to tailor it. Like, because I'm doing this whole thing where I want to see more people that are like me. So you feel better about your, and we'll get into that, about how you feel. So I'm trying to tailor it like, okay, more plus size models, more this and that. But all I get are food, engagement rings and weddings. That's
Do you know what
all.
you can also do is, and what I started doing, because there was a time where I tried to throw off the algorithm, and so when it would recommend stuff for me, I would click on the little 3 dots thing and I'd be like, oh, not interested, oh, doesn't apply to me, or whatever. You click on the reason. So basically they will now, the algorithm will now think, okay, cool, she's not really into engagement rings anymore. Like just things like that. Like I would just do that, like for random things to try and fuck up the algorithm.
Literally, because there was a point where I was getting straight Kardashians.
Kardashians.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Kardashian on my
Oh my
explore
gosh,
page,
that's
whatever.
all I was getting.
My
Like,
explore page is black, and
it
then
was-
maybe there's like a one white girl who's doing fashion.
it
Because I
was
watch
literally
fashion
like
videos.
Kardashians, like clips of. So I had to stop. So anytime it would come up, I just wouldn't watch it. And then
you should click to say not interested.
Yeah, now I'm gonna do that. Then I started looking at a lot of engagement rings because obviously like I need to send it to my man. And then now that I have the engagement ring I want, I'm like, okay, I'm tired of seeing this. Like I already know what I want. Like it's like I think definitely it's crazy. And also another thing as well is I turned off all my notifications recently.
Oh yeah, same.
So I don't have any, like literally my screen will always be like clear unless I go on an app. And I've noticed that every time I go on an app, it like prompts me to turn back my notifications.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So it'll be like on Instagram, it'll be like, oh, you could use this better if you. Twitter is the same. WhatsApp is the same. Like sometimes WhatsApp screen will go like it won't even show your screen. It will bring up the
it comes up to settings and the thing is, they do it in a way so that if you weren't focusing and you were to click fast, you would agree to these things. But yeah, I think the thing with turning off notifications as well is that it's so much of a disease and like an addiction that like now I'm checking my phone because normally if you get a notification, you know that someone's messaging you. But because I'm not getting any notifications, sometimes I'll just go on WhatsApp like, oh, has anyone messaged me?
Yeah, that's what I do.
You know what I mean? So it's almost like counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But I also just don't like getting notifications because like I'm not at your beck and call.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I will reply when I will reply, kind of thing. But yeah, it's just either way you can't really win. We get into the addiction later on, but yeah. Tristan is back. He back. He tells us that at uni they learn how to use the psychology of persuasion in technology.
Scary.
Another talking head tells us that actually loads of these Silicon Valley people, they took that class and so they start showing all these pictures of people with like, you know when they put the black rectangle over their eyes,
and so
for anonymity. If you know who these people are, you definitely recognize them. So I don't really see the point of all of that, but
I think they did that to be
shady. Definitely shady. But yeah, so this use of persuasive psychology and technology is crazy to me. Because now, what used to just be a case of like, let me just keep up with my friend, let me just post a nice picture. It's about keeping you on these apps so that you can be advertised to. And the fact that it's like persuasion psychology is that like, literally it's so insidious. Like they're trying to do it so like you don't notice. And it's manipulative. It's actually mad. One of the things I remember the guy saying is that when they designed Instagram, you know how when you get to the top of your feed and you pull down, it refreshes it so that everything is a new thing, and that's a psychological thing as well. You're more likely to stay on the app because it's like, oh, is it going to be something new? What's it going to be?
It's going to be like, it's like a drug. Like you need that extra fix.
Yeah, the little hit of dopamine. Even things like tagging your friends in photos or the ellipsis you get when someone is typing. All of that is so you stay on the app. Because imagine I type something and I see they type it. I'm like, oh, what are they going to say? Literally. And I stay. Whereas if I just didn't have that, I would just go about my day and do
even
what I was
used to think, why would there be typing for an emoji? Someone is literally just pressing an emoji. All of that is to draw you in.
Keep you on the app.
And sometimes I think that typing thing, people aren't even really typing. They're just still lingering there.
Yeah, I think so. No, but it's even with WhatsApp, we tried it. If you, for example, if I'm on WhatsApp, and I click on the bar, so like it's got the little straight thing when you type in. Even if I just click on it, it says that you're typing,
No wonder I always used to say to my mum, what are you typing? She's like, I'm not typing anything.
Yeah, she just got to open it. It says you're typing.
It's such a freshie.
Yeah, it says you're typing, yeah.
And something they said that was really scary, because I know you didn't want to talk about the movie, but in the movie...
No, it's necessary for the thing,
In the movie, we see these two kids who kind of are building a relationship. So Jessica and Ben, who they're at school and they're kind of like liking each other, whatever. And one of the talking heads says,
We've created a world in which online connection has become primary, especially for younger generations. And yet, in that world, anytime two people connect, the only way it's financed is through a sneaky third person who's paying to manipulate those two people.
And it makes you think about dating sites. It makes you think about even like when you start relationships on social media and stuff like that. Or like, say for example, Instagram, which is
that's popular way for people to meet.
A popular way for people to meet. Like you just think about, you think, oh, I've met this guy, but you've actually been it's orchestrated, it's manipulated in a way that you've actually met this person.
Do you know what, with the dating stuff, for me, it didn't seem that bad with the Instagram stuff, because I feel like with the dating stuff, like it's the same even in real life. If you were to meet someone, like it's all orchestrated for that purpose. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but there's not a third party provider there who's monitoring your whatever. And
I mean, that's true, but even with things like with all social media, that's the way that it's gonna. Be.
Yeah, so
I feel like it's okay. What I mean is, I feel like it's less because with, for example, like Instagram is a weird one because it's a social media site. But for example, Match.com, yes, they have adverts and stuff, but the whole point of that, you're going onto that site knowing that I'm trying to meet someone. I didn't go on Instagram to buy stuff. I went on Instagram to look at my friends' pictures, to get some fashion ideas, or to whatever. So I feel like it's less of a sneaky.
But do you know the reason why I see it is because when you look at them in this movie, he likes this Jessica girl, and the little people behind keep showing him like stuff to do with the Jessica girl, which then encourage. So it's even when I go on my like like my page, like
It's true, actually.
when I go on my page, the main people I see are like you lots, and then like some of my other friends, and these are also
Whoever
the
you
people who I
interact with.
message with most.
Yeah,
and
yeah, of
interact with.
course.
So that's what I'm saying. That I think that's where I mean that.
Yeah,
it's
no, I
sneaky, because
agree.
if you kept seeing that Jessica girl, even if you don't think she's that buff, suddenly she becomes
But
interesting.
then I do also think that, like, I don't think that it was made to be this way initially.
Oh no, they say it wasn't.
No. And so because of that, sometimes I think about it like, me going on Instagram and seeing your story first. Instagram is telling me, oh, here's your friend. You would probably check her story anyway, so you might as well look at it. It's right here first. Which is innocent. Do you get what I mean? But then, like, everything else is just not. So again, I'm not really team
The
Instagram.
whole thing is just
We hear the director off screen say, you're making me feel like a lab rat. And the guy, I think his name is Sandy, he replies, you are a lab rat, we all are.
Yeah.
And we actually are.
Yeah.
We actually are.
Yeah.
And we know that we are, but we can't get out of the maze.
No.
Like, we're actually just stuck in the vortex.
Anyways, I'll talk about this. We'll talk about this at the end, because it comes up.
So now the voting, we meet Shoshana Zuboff, who is a professor at Harvard Business School, and she literally looks like she just stepped off the set of Dynasty. Do you remember her? She looks...
It's the curly hair.
It's the way... Yeah, it's
and
the 80s
lipstick.
vibe,
She literally was stuck in the 80s. I mean, listen, more power to her. She looks good.
I like her. She looks good.
She looks good.
She
Like,
has
looks
her
very
life
good.
together.
But it's just like, sis, you don't need this perm. Like, it's
I mean, I feel like it suits her, but like not in 2020.
Yeah.
So she says that...
Facebook conducted what they called massive scale contagion experiments. How do we use subliminal cues on the Facebook pages to get more people to go vote in the midterm elections?
And then they discovered that they were able to get more people to vote, right? And then she says because they were able to do this, they realized that they were able to affect real world change without users even knowing that they were being affected.
And this is where it gets scary.
And do you know what? It gets scary. Do you know what? It's annoying for me because, okay, so we have our generation who lived life without social media, got a bit older than social media. We have the generation who, like, all they know is social media. And then we have our parents and the old man them who they don't have a clue. And so social media to them is whoa. And I think with this voting thing, what annoys me the most is that it's these men that are spreading misinformation on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and just chatting shit because they are unaware. Like, for us, we can see something and know it's a deep fake. Or we can see an article and be like, this is fake, because we can assess it. We know. We've seen enough of these things to know that they're not true. But that older generation,
they're not there yet.
Everything they see, they think, oh, when I looked at the newspapers, everything was true. And so then they look at Facebook and they think it's true. And they mentioned this later on, where it's basically like my Facebook feed and your Facebook feed are not the same.
Yeah.
and
Even if we're best friends.
Even if we're best friends. And then the older people, they assume that everyone's Facebook feed is the same. So they think what they're seeing
Everybody
is the
else
absolute
is
truth,
seeing
and that's what everybody else is seeing. And they're the ones who will be spreading shit the most. That generation is so dangerous because they actually don't know.
That generation is dangerous, but the other generation I think are very dangerous as well, are the generation after us, because my sister's in that generation. And I had this conversation, I was like, it's scary to me because I look at them and they've only known this world.
Yeah.
Like, when I was growing up, social media wasn't really a thing.
No, it wasn't.
So
I got Instagram when I was like maybe just when we were just leaving college.
Yeah. That was standard. Like, I remember I've had Facebook, Bebo, and I remember I got Twitter, and I was saying to everyone, like, get Twitter, it's so much fun, and everyone's like, no. Then now everyone like kind of like jumped on Twitter and stuff like that.
Okay, all right. Sorry, someone CEO Twitter.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that I had that moment when we were in the outside world, we were in the real world, we were in the normal world.
That's what I'm saying. We transitioned.
Yeah, we transitioned,
and
but
it was
then
normal.
They're also a dangerous generation as well.
No, they are also dangerous
because their reality of the world is.
I think that the difference is that older generation are a danger to the world, right? And that younger generation, the world is a danger to them. They are going to suffer because of the way that things are.
Yeah.
Whereas that older generation, of course, they too will suffer, but they are spreading misinformation amongst each other. How many WhatsApp? I remember at the beginning of this Corona thing, I got WhatsApp messages about Onion and Aboniki fucking stopping the Rona.
I'm so happy I didn't get if I had gotten 5G.
What? What? Like, it's just like, are you people? Even like my dad deleted his Facebook after watching social media, social dilemma. Because he would say stuff to me, and I'm like, Daddy, like, does this even make sense?
Yeah.
Does it even make sense?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh yeah, no, I don't think it's true. Okay, well, now you don't think it's true.
Yeah.
But if a million of your friends are sending it to you on Facebook, you think it's true.
Think it's true. Yeah.
I'm just like, anyway, yeah. So that whole voting thing, it just made me think, it's definitely that generation that are getting got, honestly, because it's crazy. We get one of the on-screen quotes that I mentioned earlier. This is actually my favorite one, and it says, there are only two industries that call their customers users: illegal drugs and software. Boy, We're actually addicts. Whether it's crack, whether it's Instagram, like
You're
a
an
drug is a
addict,
drug
yeah.
and you're an addict. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We get this montage of all these tech guys basically saying that they're also addicted to these apps. And it's like, even though they know how they're built, they know the tricks, they even designed them,
Yeah.
and they're addicted. So what hope do we have?
Yeah.
What hope do we
There was
actually
never-
have?
We never stood a chance.
We never stood a chance. We never stood a chance. And then we see Dr. Anna Lebke, who I put him on it. I was like, I'm convinced she was in the pharmacist.
Yes, that's why I was screaming, because she is.
Because I was like, first of all, her name.
Yeah.
And also her voice and her face.
It's very distinctive. I
And
remember I
I
was
was-
like,
and
where did I
it's
know her
drugs.
from? Yeah.
And then I was like, I literally searched the pharmacist, IMDb, I searched her name, and it didn't come up. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm not watching the pharmacist again to check. So I'm going to just double check with you when I see you.
Yeah.
It's definitely her.
I
innit?
wanted to check my notes, but I couldn't be asked. But it's her. It's 100% her. Yeah. So I don't
definitely,
know,
yes, I saw her. Anyway, she says social media is a drug,
Yeah.
and that's basically what we've been saying,
Yeah.
because it's actually a drug.
Yeah.
Like, it's a drug. This next bit is quite sad because we hear about how suicide rates of depression and anxiety in teens
dropped,
and
yeah.
preteens have increased drastically, and since 2009, and 2009 is the year that social media became available on mobile. So it's not even just like the addiction is about wasting your time, as in, or drawing your attention. It's also having a detrimental effect on us mentally, which is crazy, which is actually mad. And I think that's what Ferenz was saying about that younger generation. Now, I can look at my likes and be like, look, there's more to life than likes, because there has been more to my life than likes. But if my whole life has been likes and now I'm not getting likes, then
Yeah.
what is my life?
Yeah. And literally, like, for me, anyways, I think you probably will touch on this, so I'll wait for you to get there.
Okay, so we see Tristan at the talk that he was practicing for earlier, and now I rate what he's doing by telling everyone about what he knows and, you know, trying to make everyone aware. But it's kind of like you kind of benefited from the design of these things
that's why I brought
with
up
your
his-
8 million.
That's what I was about to
Yeah,
say.
and now you're also benefiting from trying to tear it down. It's kind of like you're a drug dealer and then you're also a rehab center. Like,
Yeah.
it's
What is your pick your side?
yeah, because I mean, I think he's definitely picked his side now.
Yeah, but
and it's good. People can change in it. People can grow. People can realize their wrongs and, you know, change. So I'm not kind of like saying that that's impossible, but it's just kind of funny because it's like, looking a bit funny
I
in the
know,
light there,
you're
sir.
looking funny in light. Like, you've got your much money now.
Ooh, innit? You made your 8 million. You're
Now.
Christy, and now you want to come and save the world. Okay. So we hear a lot about the algorithm, which is essentially a code that the developers write, but then it almost starts to take a life of its own. Like, it starts to like learn more about us and like do its own thing. It predicts our behaviors. It recommends things, and the talking heads are all saying that they feel like it's kind of gotten out of control, which it has. And this is proven by something called Pizzagate. Had you heard of Pizzagate?
No, I hadn't. But can I just say this one thing? Because there was this really good quote someone said. It
yeah,
was
go
linking
on.
to the kids. And it was basically like,
We curate our lives around this perceived sense of perfection because we get rewarded in these short-term signals, hearts, likes, thumbs up, and we conflate that with value and we conflate it with truth.
and I think therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
And that's what you see with influencer culture. And this is why, like, there's been this big shift in, inclusion and this and that. It's because you see one kind of reality, and this is the way things are. This is the kind of girl or boy who gets the likes, and then you aim to be that way, which isn't your reality, and which maybe you never will be, and then it leads to some of the issues.
You
we're seeing
feeling
with men.
inadequate.
Yeah,
But then I also think that sometimes, in order to counteract that, influencer culture is not all that, we will say, oh, you don't really know what their life is like it may never
which
be
also
like
isn't
that.
good.
Which isn't good, because maybe their life is
It's
like
like
that.
that,
Their
yeah.
life should be able to be like that, and you still be okay with the way
yeah,
your life is.
yeah.
We're always like, yeah, but you never know, her man might be cheating on her, or you never know, that might not be
Oh,
real
man
Gucci.
might just not be.
And if her man loves her dearly, if that Gucci is real, so what? You still have to learn to love yourself and live your life. So yeah, it's
crazy.
just mad. This is crazy.
But no, I hadn't heard of Pizzagate, and I was very. I wasn't surprised that this started in America and the American. Do you know what? Okay, fair enough. I get it. Social media, whatever. But Americans really are just a different.
Do you know
You
what
not
it is?
lap it up.
Americans, I don't know if it's Americans.
It is.
Or,
I know.
Or if it's that there's so many people in America that, okay, so you know how there's hella serial killers and stuff in America? I don't know if it's that there's just hella serial killers in America, or if there's just hella people in America that, by probability, more of them are likely to be serial killers than in other places.
I don't know.
Do you
about
see what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. I don't know about the serial killer thing, but one
But
thing
in
I
this
do know-
case-
one thing I do know with Americans is America's such a big country that people don't leave. So if you look at George Bush, I was going to say George Washington, George Bush.
Yeah.
He was the president of America with from a wealthy family on his own,
Yeah.
because his dad was president as well.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he didn't have a passport till he became president. So this is just to show you. Whereas like in the UK,
Yeah, I get
most
what you
people have, even if you're just going to flipping Lanzarote, like you have a passport.
Benidorm.
Fam, literally, you have a passport. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's quick Paris.
Yeah.
In America's so vast and so big, and they
You can
think,
holiday within America.
Exactly, and also they have the hubris. They think that that's the greatest country on earth. Why would I need to leave? We have this, that, and because they have that, they fail to realize like it's a cesspit. And I'm so sorry for American listeners. Honestly, like, I do love you guys, and I do think the people who listen to us,
it's not you,
probably,
it's your country.
yeah, it's not you, and you probably even know this about your own country.
Yeah, it's true.
But like as a whole, from a holistic point, it's a cesspit,
Yeah.
and it's just ignorance breeding ignorance and stupidity breeding stupidity. So it's easy for people to fall for Pizzagate in that country because.
Yeah. So Pizzagate was this conspiracy theory that every time you buy a pizza, a child is being trafficked. Now, I didn't understand whether it was a pizza in general. It could be Domino's, it could be Papa John's, it could be whatever.
Or if it was a
a specific place. Because one vigilante comes along.
Oh God.
And
You know, his heart was in the right place.
his heart was in the right place, but also, and again...
But his mind was not.
And then again, the whole gun thing. Because,
Yeah.
like... Anyway,
What? Yeah.
anyway, it's not my nation, it's whatever.
Yeah.
So one vigilante goes with guns...
Yeah.
to America, goes with guns to this pizza place in order to save the children trapped in the basement. But it turns out that not
Liam
only
Neeson. Good luck.
not only did this place have no children being held hostage, it also had no basement. So I cannot.
Can please
And the thing
somebody.
is, somebody save that nation. Like, the thing is, his heart was in the right place, but his head was not. And so I feel like, so the point that the reason they brought up Pizzagate was because this algorithm, so this was on Facebook, the algorithm works on people like this. So we hear this talking head, I don't remember who it was, the names it was on, but it explains how those prone to conspiracy theories would have Pizzagate groups advertised to them because the algorithm knows they're more likely to believe them. So these are people who believe in flat earth. These are people who are anti-vaxxers. All those people, all that kind of like, you know, people who, the whole Denver airport conspiracy, all those people who are looking at those things and believe those things, that things like Pizzagate is right up their street. Do you know what I mean? It's right up their street. Why would they not? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, like it's all the same bag of chips.
Yeah, and it just makes you think that like this, it's like, it's almost like the algorithm is becoming evil, because it's like, who does it serve?
Yeah.
Who does it serve to now?
And what's scary is you go to work with these people, you see these people
Every
are your
day,
neighbours.
Yeah, exactly.
These people are your neighbours.
That's why we just need to private island things. So the documentary is drawing to a close now, and really, I don't feel like there's any one final answer to the initial problem presented.
We're all just in the
beginning.
Truman Show and we don't know it. Literally, that was what for me,
That's
that was my conclusion.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
That movie, it was really, really saying something.
Yeah, you
at
guys
the
need to
time.
watch it.
Yeah,
I think I mentioned it
watched
before.
You mentioned it in an episode before. I haven't watched it. So someone says
There's no fiscal reason for these companies to change. And that is why I think we need regulation.
there's no incentive for companies to change because it benefits them financially. So these platforms need to be regulated. And I think that maybe regulation is the answer because social media isn't really regulated. And I get that it's relatively new, but also like it's not.
Yeah.
Like, if we're saying that social media moved to mobile in 2009, it's been 11 years, bro. It's been 11 years. But yeah, essentially, I believe capitalism is killing my people. I feel like everything can be traced down to money, sales, advertising, which leads to sales. Everything is about sales, and I just feel like even with this whole Corona thing, shops opening up, shops not opening up, restaurants opening up, everything is being driven by capitalism.
Yeah, and the economy. Yeah, and literally, we even see just how the social media affects like. Kind of like what's the word I was looking for? Politics as well, voting, like the Myanmar, is that how you say it? Myanmar crisis, as well, where they were killing all the Muslims and stuff like that. So this beast is bigger than just your auntie forwarding you dumb stuff.
Yes, this is the thing. Like, it
I'll never
starts with
forget. I'm sorry, but Mummy, I'll never forget when you forwarded me that stupid post about which perfumes cause cancer. If you think I've forgiven you,
no,
and you know it's, do you know what? When I really was like, so
and
you
I feel
need
like
to
Nigerians
stop.
are the worst. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know when I said to you, you need to stop? It was when she sent me that post, and you know how there's Lancome perfume. It was like Lancome. That was one of the perfumes on this. I was like, so what are you doing?
It's so mad because it's like these people are intelligent individuals,
Yeah.
but all of a sudden it comes to a WhatsApp message and you just believe everything.
Sucked in, yeah.
You just believe everything. You have no critical reasoning, no decision making skills, nothing. You just someone sends you something. Bola sent me.
What's that for? Killing my aunties.
No, I blocked bare of my aunties because I can't take it. But yeah, this documentary ends with tips on how not to be on your phone all the time.
Reduce the number of notifications that you're getting. Turn off notifications. Turning off all notifications.
I'm not using Google anymore. I'm using Quant, which doesn't store your search history.
Never accept the video recommended to you on YouTube. Always choose.
Uninstall apps, turn off notifications. One of the guys says he uses Quant, not Google, because it doesn't store your information or whatever, which is interesting. I might try that one, but we shall see.
I think they will.
They're all something.
Because you have to say to yourself, okay, how's Quant functioning? They have to pay the people that.
Yeah.
So something ain't something in.
Something in the milk ain't clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that's basically it. I'd recommend watching it if you want to. I mean, I think we did quite a good
I think we've explained. All I will add on to the end is that, like, if you've watched Divergent or Hunger Games.
I've not seen any of those things.
What?
No, I've not seen any of those
Okay, you
things.
have to.
No, it's okay.
No, what?
What, Hunger Games?
Why wouldn't you? What is, like, why
Is
is...
it not-
how can you be already... Look at your face. You don't even know... What, okay, so what is your version to it now?
What, Hunger Games?
Yeah.
Why?
But
It's been out for time. If I was going to see it, I would have seen it by now.
it doesn't work that way. If a movie's good and you haven't seen it, you just see it.
It was good.
Yeah, Hunger
To
Games.
you.
No, Hunger Games is good to everyone. I think it's important to watch it. So if you watch Hunger
Important
Games,
to watch.
yeah, if you watch Hunger
It's
Games
necessary.
or Divergent, and these are like dystopian kind of future
Right.
reality movies.
Yeah, I know.
I remember I was watching because we did a marathon of both. I did it with my siblings. We did Harry Potter, Hunger Games, and then
Oh, see, that's why I've never seen
Divergent.
Harry Potter.
yeah. But it's not. They're not. Harry Potter's not dystopian. That's different. That's witches and wizards.
Oh, God.
But anyways, I remember saying to my sister like, "This is so crazy." And she was like, "It's really not."
It's not like it's like Black
Like,
Mirror.
yeah,
Like, Black
it's-
Mirror is not that far from
No,
from
it's
reality.
not. Yeah, and these movies are not, because all of them are post civilization breakdown and how
So basically, that's where we're heading.
yeah,
Right.
and it seems crazy because you can't imagine a world where factions will have to fight each other to the death, or like you would basically in like Divergent, you're categorized into certain areas of certain factions based on your skills, and you do a test and then you
Oh, right, okay.
and it tells you are this or this or this, and it all seems crazy, but I'm not a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but we are like headed
Down
there,
that road.
and they speak about like there will be a generation that will come in and they will only know this dystopian like reality. They won't know what was before. The simulation they're in will be the reality. They won't know.
That's all they would
that,
know.
yeah, and it's headed that way because this will lead to, because they asked them what they think is coming, and they said
Civil War, innit?
Civil War,
Yeah, he
breakdown
said
in
that.
civilization, like the world will implode on
Do you know what?
itself.
They made a good point because your feed and everything is so tailored. I say tailored nicely. It's not really tailored. It's very manipulative, but it's like made for you.
Yeah,
and to agree with what you think and what you, so you're not really seeing opposing views.
Yeah.
One of the women said in the tip, she was like, she tries to look at things or follow people who don't agree with her sometimes, just so she can see another side of the coin.
Story, yeah.
Because you so vehemently believe what you believe, you're around people who also believe what you believe. Everything you're seeing ties in what you believe in. You cannot think critically. You cannot look at another side. You cannot even debate and be like, okay, cool, I know this says this, but perhaps this. And it's crazy because everybody, even when you think about Republicans, Democrats, like they even show clips of like Republicans speaking badly about Democrats and Democrats speaking badly about Republicans.
Yeah.
And it's a thing where it's like, if nobody was anything and you didn't know who anybody was, you probably would go and play golf with these men. You probably would be cool with these guys.
Like, it's a bit of a dumb example.
It's like fucking Bloods and Crips.
when I started like building up my friendship base in South London, I would hear some stories like of stuff they'd say, of stuff that had happened when they were growing up, and I'd be like, this isn't reality, because my friends in Northwest are so far removed from this reality.
Your reality is not the only reality. It's important to know that.
Literally, it's so important to know that. Or you could even have people who come and like I remember when people would come and say, oh, like your house is so nice, and I'd be like, this is all I know. Because your friends have your friends have those houses, your family friends have those houses. So it sounds dumb, but
this ties in with what you were saying about Americans not leaving America, because I feel like even culturally, having been to other countries, you can see that these people live good, or like these people don't live that great, and know that there's a spectrum to life, and it's not just what you see. But if all you go to is where you go to, like where you live and where you're around, what you see is what you see, and that is, I mean, can we really blame you? That's your reality, of course, what you're going for. But it's a bit mad, like, I don't know,
It's
there needs
crazy.
to be balance to life. Do you get what I mean?
Literally.
You should be able to agree to disagree, and I feel like nobody can agree to disagree anymore,
Yeah,
because it's like, no, you're wrong.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Except for flat earthers, you guys are wrong.
Yeah, you guys are wrong. But yeah, it's crazy, and I think America definitely is on the brink of civil war or something. It's imploding on itself. I think if Trump wins this election, then there'll definitely be some sort of,
I don't know,
extreme unrest in that country, worse than what we saw with the riots. But either way, we're heading for, like, I think in the next 100,
I just think Jesus is coming. Jesus needs to come.
Whatever, in the next 100 or whatever years, Jesus is either going to come or it's going to be very dystopian.
Yeah.
It's now be long and gone and buried. Like, it's up to my children. They got to figure that shit out. And their grandchildren.
Yeah, honestly.
But in conclusion, don't be depressed.
Yeah, no, honestly, and I think
turn off your phone, people.
No, I think honestly, in conclusion, like, just pattern it. Like, don't let your phone control you.
If you're still listening, you're already controlled. Turn it off.
No, that's not
here?
What are you talking about? But no, honestly, I do think it's important to just like pattern it. Like, just be aware of the time you're spending.
Yeah.
Like, be aware of every time you pick up your phone. Why do you need to pick up your phone right now? Kind of thing.
And social media is toxic.
It's the devil.
Yeah.
But we need it to make money. So yeah. What are we doing next? Oh, next we're doing the rapper who chops his penis off.
He chopped off his dick.
I'm really excited about that. I've watched it already.
I'm not excited about someone chopping off their penis.
No. I'm excited. I'm excited to do. I mean, I'm not his girl. I don't care. I'm excited to see the episode. It's on BBC Three. If you want to watch it, it's really, really short. But it brings up a lot of good themes I think we can discuss for a while. So
it's definitely gonna be funny.
Yeah, I don't think there is a trailer. I'm gonna see if I can try and like mash one up for you guys. Yeah. And so we'll play that next. Where can we find us?
2 Girls 1 Doc on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Sure is.
On the gram.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at BD on Eyewear, and you are
on Instagram and Twitter, Forens with 2 underscores.
Yeah.
Follow you, girl.
Yeah, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you enjoyed this episode, send it to somebody. If you didn't, send it to them too, because you're probably wrong and they might tell you so. Yeah, guys, we'll see you in the next episode.
Turn off your phone after this.
Bye.
Bye.
Fire Paramedic Operator 178. What's the address of the emergency?
Man, we have a friend that was over here and he just lit up his damn knee, so... God damn, I don't believe this shit.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
We sit on the balcony, he just ran in there and started ducking his phone. He's alive. He's calling right now.
Is the spurting or pouring out, sir?
He's bleeding like a motherfucker.
Why did he do that, sir?
I don't even know, sir.
Before the incident, he came to me, and it's like, I don't know, it's like he needed a hand. So I was trying to reach out to him, and it's like he just had to leave that day.
As soon as I heard that somebody gave me a call, I was like, okay, something wrong. He didn't just do that for nothing. There's something involved. It's some drugs. It's something psychological. I knew that.
When you're going through a depressed time and then you're mixing that with drugs, you can take it to another level with that.
I really easily could have died that night, and that would have been that.